Hi guys, it's Lynn here. Hope you're having a brilliant day. Now guys, in this video I'm going to be sowing Slumbergira truncata seeds and Ripsolidopsis cactus seeds. Now this is like a part series of video vlogs of me sowing my cactus seeds, and I've got a variety of different cactus seeds, and this is sort of part of that series. It's going to be on sort of all this week of me sowing these different types of cactus seeds. And if you want to know how to grow cactus from seed and also the method that I like to use, then links up above to a video in a step-by-step detailed video on how to grow cacti from seed, and I explain the reasons why I like to sterilize the soil first that I use, and I also like to use the bags, the little baggy methods. Which is this, and I explain why in more detail in the video. And it's mostly because it helps to, once the seeds germinate, it helps to keep them annoying little fungus gnats that you sometimes get on young seedlings. It keeps them out by keeping them in the bags. And I take them out the baggies usually after about 3 months, or when they're large enough to come out. By that time they're sort of strong enough to resist any type of fungal attacks and annoying fungus gnats and things like that. I find it minimalises the chances of fungus and things like that by sterilising the soil also. So that's just a little stray seed there, so I'll put that in. I think it's come from one of these, and this is me sowing them. So as I say, the Slumbergias and the Ripsolidopsis belong to the orchid type of cacti. They're epiphytic, and they're very different to the desert cacti. They like to be kept sort of a little bit more moisture during the winter time. They don't like to be kept dry for too long. They're winter growing, and they sort of don't have a winter dormancy like the normal type of desert cacti do. And Ripsolidopsis, as you know, would be commonly known as the Easter cacti, because they flower usually around the sort of anything from late February to March, April, even May. And I've actually got mine flowering now in June, and they can flower all through the summer multiple times, but they're sort of nicknamed the Easter cactus usually around that time. And the Slumbergia, commonly known as the holiday cacti, the crab cactus, the Christmas cactus, or the Thanksgiving cactus. And the truncata is actually more the Thanksgiving cactus, because it has the sort of crab-like claw leaves, as the true Christmas cactus has the round scalloped leaves. But they seem to all be put in the same category. The truncata usually does flower a bit earlier than the true Christmas cactus. The truncata usually flower around the November time to the December time, but mine will flower in January, sometimes even February, and in fact it's actually only recently stopped flowering now in June, but in general it usually is around the sort of November, December time. And then the true Christmas cactus, which has the scallop leaves, which would often be down at Trichoceros bucklei, would usually flower around the sort of late December to the January time. And that's the difference, but they look very similar in appearance, both the Ripsolidopsis and the Slumbergira, when they're out of flower. As I say, the Ripsolidopsis, the Easter cactus, also has the more roundy scallop leaves as well, and usually with a red, dark, plummy outer coating on the outside going round the leaves. But a lot of people would just put them all in. They just think sadly, even the Easter cacti, the Ripsolidopsis, sometimes just called Christmas cactus because that's what they get grouped as. But these are actually seed from my own plant. This one here is from my Easter cactus Ripsolidopsis that produced a flower, and I managed to pollinate it, which I was very pleased about. And the reason why I've got bang on there is that I originally bought that plant from a charity shop for £1, so I'll know where that seed has come from, and I like to label not only the plant but where it's from, so in the future I don't forget. Slumbergia, my old plant, this has come from my very, very, very old Slumbergia truncata. It's probably about 70 years old, and wonderful to get a nice seed pod and seed from that one. So anyway, enough of my waffle, let's get sowing. Now there's Slumbergia truncata, as I say, I like to label, and when I harvest seeds I always like to put the dates I've harvested them, so I know how old the seed is. As I say, seed was harvested in September last year, and it's June now, so cactus seed can keep for several years or more if it's kept in a dry place and away from heat and damp. Make sure now, when it comes to sowing seeds, make sure you do this on not a windy day. As I say, it's nice, calm, been great weather here in Ireland the past while. Been beautiful, calm weather. So I'm sowing these seeds outdoors, but obviously I wouldn't normally recommend it if it's a windy day. And just want to spread all the seed about. Not sure what that is. There's a bit of tissue paper, I think, when I harvested it. No. Very tiny seeds. They're very, very small. Just want to make sure that they're all out of the bag. There's one left. Yep. So one, I'm going to gently press them down. But sometimes I'd cover the seed with a bit of soil on the top, very lightly, gently, or a bit of sand that's sterilised also. But in this case, because the seeds are so small, I'm just going to spray the top of the is that under the seed now of that, and they germinate pretty quick, these. Well, cactus seeds do in general can take anything from a few months even, especially like a puncher seeds, but usually the Schlumberger seeds like usually take anything from 2 to 3 weeks to a month to germinate. So as I say, I'm going to be updating with the progress on these seeds, and then put them into the bags. The reason why I use the bagging method again is in the video on how to grow cacti from seed. The only time I'll open the bags before the 3 months is if they do come down with a fungal infection or any other problems, then I will open the bags. But I prefer, as long as they're problems, I prefer to keep them in the baggies. And when cactus seeds germinate, there's sometimes when the seeds are starting to germinate, they might sometimes produce a bit of a mould-like fuzz around the seed. Sometimes this is just the root hairs emerging from the seed, but people commonly think it's mould and throw them away, which is a shame because it isn't. It's often common when I'll put that there, when the seeds first start to germinate. And then there's this one here. There's just a few in here. As I say, it's unusual to grow this from seed, and it's more of a novelty because it's so much easier when it comes to propagating Easter cacti and Christmas cacti, Thanksgiving cacti, and all of them sort of orchidy type of cacti. I find it's much better to actually probably take cuttings because it's so much easier than sowing from seed. But because these are seed I've got from my own plant, it's more of a novelty. I sort of like the idea. I personally love growing from seed. I think it's fun. And they don't always germinate. Sometimes it's just one of them things. It's potluck when it comes to growing seed from seed. Sometimes it's not that you're doing anything wrong, it's just the seed isn't always viable or fertile. But this is going to be interesting to see. Just check there's none. Oh, there's one still left in there. Make sure they're all out. Again, gently pressing down, making sure the seed is separated. Very exciting. I just spray it again, just make sure the seed's pushed down. And then into the little baggies. So then guys, that's the seeds I've sown for today. And as I say, a couple more left still to sow with the cactus seeds. So it's all very exciting. And zip up like so. Like so. That's it. So Schlumberger truncata and Ripsalidopsis, all seeds sown there. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I want to send you loads of love, heaps of happiness, and tons of cactus power. As always, from Ireland. And until the next video, guys. Bye.